Hey, listen, guys, listen. I think I uncovered one of the biggest blind spots of most successful men and women. I know we talk to the men, but we're also speaking to the ladies tonight. We're putting both of y'all in there. Powerful leaders, successful at what you're doing, successful in every way as possible externally, the money, the accounts, the status, right? The world travel, the big organizations or big businesses, all those things to say, I am, yeah, those things. Something's off, right? I wrote this down. What if the thing disrupting your life isn't only what you're dealing with, right? So sometimes we're in that space where the deals aren't coming like they used to. Our decisions that we make don't necessarily lead to the results that we've been having. The outcomes that have always been in our favor have all of a sudden shifted. We're losing deals or opportunities that there's no way in the world we should lose unless unless the juice is finally running out. Ah, yeah, man, I'm talking about the juice is finally running out. So join me tonight at Monday Evening Mojo, sponsored by Comeback King Enterprises and hosted by Conversations with Jeff. And my name is Jeff Tyson. I'm affectionately known as the Comeback King. And I am the founder of both. And we show up here on Monday evenings to give you something to think about. And already, man, I made a bold statement that I have the answer to something that is not what you think it is, right? And tonight we're just going to talk about it just for a minute, give you something to take away this week that you can practice on. For those of you out there that if anything I've said so far resonates with, yeah, the leaders out there, leaders of the household, leaders in your community, in your business, in your job, everywhere. Everywhere shows leadership, everywhere shows success, everywhere shows that you are that person. But lately, things have just, they ain't been hitting, like I said earlier. And you think it, and I wrote a couple things down, you think it's, oh man, I just made a few bad decisions. I didn't do my homework, or it wasn't the deal I was supposed to have, or it wasn't the business that I was supposed to buy, or it wasn't a combination of all of those things. So you convince yourself we'll go on to the next thing and everything's going to be all right. Check this out. How you lead yourself privately when nobody's watching, when no one's around, there's no accolades to be received, there's no applause, shout out to your name. When you are in private, determines how you lead, really lead in public. So if your game is off, the things that I used to avoid, I'll talk about Jeff for a minute, the things I used to avoid for years and mask them through success in business and corporate America and as an entrepreneur, masked all those real issues by showing up thinking everything was okay if I could perform like that. Anybody out there that's in that performance state? I know I'm not the only one. Men and women, right? Yeah, we talk to men and we work with men and we on occasion work with some ladies, but man, this is a conversation that is open to for discussion for all. Because I'm meeting so many dynamite women that are like, man, I've done all these things and I still don't have peace. I still don't have a thriving, honest relationship with myself, really. I mean, that's where it starts with yourself. It starts with you first, right? So I don't have that honest relationship with myself. And then it shows up in the relationships that I have. So most of you probably just catching this, you're hopping on now because we didn't promote it. We don't normally promote money. So when you come in, please let me know where you're coming in from. Show some love to what the message is. And if this resonates with you, make sure you share it. Talking about the blind spots of successful men and women, uncovering one of the biggest blind spots. And it's right in front of us. I mean, it goes back to biblical days when we talk about the truth. And our experiences in our lives, we've either dealt with the truth about them and we're okay and we're not dealing with, the thinking that goes on that is driven by and avoiding the real truths of our feelings and the real truth of our experiences all of our lives, and we've just kind of ignored that stuff. So anyway, ooh, I just want to say thank you for popping in when you do pop in. And we're going to talk just for a little bit more around what really is, I believe, the biggest blind spot. And it's about how you live privately, how you are with yourself determines how you show up in public. And oftentimes, how we are with ourselves is a mess, man. I mean, we are, no, can't relax, always figuring out what you can do next. What do I have to do? What problem can I solve? What business can I buy? Right? What community impact may I have? Just something to move forward, move forward, move forward, so you don't have to deal with self-reflection, the real truth. Because I don't believe, man. My experience showed me when my world was upside down, it reflected in my business, right? And I blamed it on, well, it was the time of the year, it was off season, or it just wasn't the right deal, right? How many times we say it's not the right deal that we didn't get, but really it was, caught up in the stinking thinking of unresolved feelings, unresolved emotions, not telling myself the truth, getting help when you might need to get help, right? So, as always on Monday, I'd like to give you something to think about this week. And where is it I have here? You should really think about, take a picture of your behaviors, pay attention to what comes up, what triggers you. So what comes up, what triggers you, and then what pathway do you take? That always leads you back to where you are still unhappy, still not satisfied. You still have that gnawing voice inside of you that says, man, something is off. What is it? What is off? I mean, man, come on now, listen. I wrote down about some other things that you might be putting out there in the front as to the reason why and the justification for how things might be for you. But man, I'm gonna tell you something. It's not the unclear direction that you've been giving your associates or your business or yourself around the business. It's not hesitation in your decision making. These are all symptoms of something that is about to go sideways on you if you don't do something about it. Right? Losing deals, all indications of the things that are really starting to decay the image that you're portraying on the outside. Because sooner or later, it's going to show up. Whatever you're hiding, whatever you're running from is going to catch up with you. So this week, we're going to do something. I think I have in there this week. I ask you to do something about paying attention to the truth and to your actions, and really spending some time with yourself in that mirror moment. I always like to take you back to the mirror moment exercises, because that's where everything starts, baby, right there. You look in the mirror, there's nobody else but you in the mirror, and quiet and peace, and that craziness running in your head, right? Spinning in your head, man. Come on. Accept that, embrace that. That's a good exercise. Embrace that, but then think about what it is. What is it that's unresolved? What is it that's still ticking around in your head and in your heart that you got to deal with? Right? So if this resonates with you, put the truth in the comment section, and I'll send you an exercise from the mirror moment trademark that I've used and helps kind of get the clock, stops the clock from running and crazy, and brings you back to some calm, and really help you begin to understand that how we behave when we're all by ourselves, and how we see ourselves when we're all by ourselves in the private will reflect how we do everything in public. So, as always, we'd like to say thank you for the support at Comeback King Enterprises and Conversations with Jeff. And remember this: the things that we deal with aren't about us being broken. The comebacks, the disappointments, the struggles, they're not about us being broken. They're about us being part of a community that's about being built, right? Let's be part of that community that says, I'm ready to be built. And I know I'm not broken. I know that the comeback is a key part of my life. And stand in that space. Reach out to me. If you need more information around anything that we've ever talked about, DME is the best way to do that. And let me just tell you this as you enjoy the rest of your Monday. A little early for a Monday evening, Mojo. We're looking at a time frame around here from moving in the future. So I want to thank everybody that will hear the replay and share this information and your likes and your comments and all that stuff. And let me know where you're coming in from. As always, we like to know that and who you are and how this resonates. And remember, what is the real truth for you? What are you avoiding? Who are you avoiding? And are you ready to do something different? Because sooner or later, baby, I'm going to tell you something. The glitter wears off. The fame wears off. The success eventually will not satisfy that lingering, gnawing voice that says, time to do something different. Let's work this thing out. All right. So listen, a fantastic day. Thank everybody. Bob, thanks for stopping in. Robert Moore, some other folks that dropped by, man. I appreciate you guys. And folks have a great week. Do something every day that scares you. And remember, just because you're going through the battles and you're having some struggles in your life, it's not that you've broken it all, baby. It's all part of the process, right? That you're being built for more. Be part of that community. Just step into that. Have a fantastic week. And be on the lookout for some cool things coming from Conversations with Jeff and Comebacking Enterprises around leadership, finding your truth. No longer hiding behind all the crazy. And we'll see y'all later. Take care now. As always, keep coming back. We love you. See you later. Bye-bye.